Soccer is the most popular sport in Colombia. People love soccer, they love their national team, and a soccer game is a whole ritual. You don't believe me? Well, let's ask them.
I love to play soccer. It's my favorite sport. I played since I was 8 years old.
Yes, it's one of my favorite sports. I play as a goalkeeper.
Sí me gusta mucho por lo que es un deporte muy chévere o sea, es muy bueno para la salud y te enseña a trabajar en equipo con tus amigos o con tus compañeros de equipo de los que estén jugando.
Yes, I love soccer. It's my favorite sport. I watch almost every game I can.
Yes, I love soccer. It's as well my favorite sport, and I like playing it and watching it.
Yes, I love the national team. Actually, James is my favorite player.
Sí, yo apoyo a mi selección. Es un nivel muy alto, entonces toca alentarla como que es.
I love the national team. I watch every game.
Voy al estadio, me reúno con mis amigos, vamos a comer a cualquier lado y lo pillamos allá.
I like to order some food at home and eat something.
I usually just stay with my friends or with my family. I drink a lot, eat something, have some fun, scream a lot because of the goals and the referee.
Usually I am with my friends or my family and we drink a beer or eat pizza.
Usually, I drink with my friends and just watch it and eat some food. I don't know.
But the soccer phenomena has some implications. We will take a closer look at the environmental impacts of this national loved activity. Here, at the Estadio Nemesio Camacho El Campín in Bogota, the average assistance to a game is around 19,488 spectators. Everything is nice. People scream, sing, eat, drink, enjoy soccer, and live. But what about the conscience? In Colombia especially, stadiums end up really dirty. Also, think of all the space needed to build the stadium, and only to use it once or twice a week. The traffic that a game day generates in the area nearby, and the water used in the bathrooms and cleaning are also considerable. But to have a better idea of more specific environmental impacts of soccer, we decided to talk to an expert. Ricardo El Gato Perez is a retired professional soccer player, and nowadays he has a soccer kids school and is the president of the team Fortaleza Football Club, which plays in the second division of the National League. We asked him a few questions of the main resources used in soccer. How many uniforms you had as a player?
As a player, when I was a professional soccer player, I don't have really uniforms because every uniform the club give it to me for training and for game, for traveling, and for each game. We receive the uniforms.
Okay, and how much time did you use these uniforms?
I suppose like almost a year, but in the middle of the year in July, sometimes they change some t-shirts.
Do players in your team, Fortaleza team, use more uniforms than you did as a player, or they use kind of the same?
Yes, in my time, I mean 10, 15, 20 years ago, we have less uniform than now. In Fortaleza, my players, they have like 4 uniforms for training and 3 different uniforms for competition. And in each game, you change the uniform in the middle of each game. To change when it's sweating or wet, whatever, you change.
How many balls are there in the field during the game?
During the game, in the professional game, you have 8 balls. 1 in the field and 7 around the field to replace the ball when they go out. And in the training, depending on the day of the training, you use between 20 and 25 balls, and the goalkeepers train with 10 balls for a specific training.
Okay. Are these balls used for a long time, or are they replaced quickly?
Not really, because we kick them too much. The life of these balls are between 4 and 6 months.
How often do they irrigate the grass of the stadium?
The stadium where we play the professional games, I'm not sure, but I suppose every week. But in our field, we do it perhaps once or 2 a week.
How often does the team travel?
The team travels sometimes once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on the calendar of the fixture of the tournament.
Okay. Do they travel in plane or in bus?
Also depends. For example, if we go to Cali, Medellin, Barranquilla, we go by plane. But if we go to Villavicencio, Tunja, Ibagué, we go by bus.
Okay. As a player, did you travel a lot?
Yes, too much. Also because I used to play abroad. That means a lot of travels and long ones sometimes.
And finally, do you think that in soccer the resources are used properly, or do you think that there's a lot of waste?
I'm not sure about other teams, but in Fortaleza, I can tell you that we save every penny that as I can.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We have now some perspective of the resources used in soccer. But what exactly all these numbers means, environmentally speaking? Let's take a look. Energy used to produce the uniforms for the 11 players of all the teams in first and second division is similar to the energy used by the entire Times Square's block during 6 months. Low-quality balls are usually used only for commercializing and not in professional soccer. They are way cheaper and environmentally friendly, but they lack quality. High-quality balls are harder to produce. They have plastic, latex, glue, silicone, and cotton. To produce these high-quality balls, the process includes the use of big amounts of latex in the inside so the ball doesn't change course in the air, and a more advanced and energy-consumer machine that can make special cuts to the latex and cotton. 8 balls for a game, 35 for training, replaced every 6 months. Imagine the amount of materials needed for that. A regular bus consumes energy of about 0.66 megajoules per kilometer. Distance between cities by bus in Colombia is in average 700 kilometers, meaning transportation for one game consumes about 462 megajoules of energy, which is similar to using a refrigerator all year long. An airplane, on the other hand, consumes about 0.16 megajoules per kilometer. Average distance between cities by plane is 500 kilometers, meaning transportation for each game consumes about 80 megajoules of energy, which is similar to using a hairdryer 5 minutes a day throughout 6 months. When the national team plays, it is calculated that beer consumption grows from 30 to 50%. In places like Spain and Chile, the situation is similar. Each beer generates around 500 grams of CO2 emissions during the supply chain. The consumption of beer in a year is around 44 liters per capita. In soccer days, a consumption of around 5 million liters becomes up to 50% higher, meaning that it can increase up to 7.5 million liters, which is equivalent to 75,000 tons of CO2, just for one game. This is the same as driving 300 cars for a year. All this waste and pollution, and consider we didn't take a look at a ton of different factors, like amount of water used to irrigate the fields every week, light for the night games, transportation of the fans, players' transaction around the world like Ricardo experienced, and many more. Analyzing all these aspects, should soccer be banned? Of course not. We also acknowledge the positive aspects of soccer. It promotes friendship, physical activity, cultural values, nationalism, social interactions, fun. Soccer has become a whole culture, and making it disappear is not the right solution, neither possible in fact. As Ricardo said, soccer is using more resources than it did before, but economy is also an important factor for teams. So the way of improving this loved sport is making it more sustainable, allowing the enjoyment of soccer without compromising the environment. Because one way or another, we've all been touched by soccer once in our lives.
Sube la mano y grita gol. Oh, 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 miro para el cielo, ya somos más fuertes, 50 millones lo sienten, ya son 15 años, sufrimos, lloramos, hoy cambia la historia y me toca, las piernas me ruegan que no, pero el alma me ordena que sí, para esto nací, el mundo va a ver que por ti yo me muero, Colombia es mi patria, te quiero, no importa la historia, mañana la escribo de nuevo y el fútbol ya no será un juego, será la esperanza, Brasil es el sueño de un pueblo y en mis venas correrá fuego, persigo el balón con las manos en el corazón y asustado me mira el portero, las manos al sol y mi pierna un impacto certero, yeah. Sube la mano y grita gol.